This week on Common Sense.
As a student of Homeland Security, my mind is always on what could potentially happen, as well as how to combat the problems that we as a nation will face. The biggest challenge is also the most shocking and mind-blowing to me today. We have an extremely vulnerable power grid. Most of our systems completely rely on the power grid. Our cable, our water, our cell phone towers, our intelligence systems, government aid, emergency response systems, and things of that nature. I could go on and list all the things that rely on our power grid. It is needless to say that we as a nation rely heavily on our power grid as a source of livelihood. The most terrifying part of this is that we have one of the most vulnerable power grids in the world. Our power grid is immensely vulnerable to attacks from domestic hackers and terrorists alike. And the worst part is, there isn't much being done at a federal level to combat this. Are you kidding me? Officials from the Center for Security Policy in Washington, D.C. state that there are minimal efforts in place to strengthen the power grid. Some claim that if a perfect storm of an attack happened, the United States could be without power for an entire year. That's right, folks, an entire calendar year for power to be restored completely. That is, if we have all of the resources necessary to restore power and keep people alive without said power, which we do not. This, my friends, is terrifying. We should be more afraid of an attack on our power grid than an attack on our skies. The worst part is, there is next to nothing being done to combat this enormous problem. And as always, this begs the question, are you kidding me?
Is on Verizon Channel 34 or Cox Channel 15. Saturdays at 4 p.m. and Sunday at 10 a.m. Find us on Facebook at Common Sense and on Twitter at CommonSenseRI.